to get through this. You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Harry.
And it's me, Brian. And I'm worrying that now I've restarted the VPN, that's put a bit of lag between me, Niall, and Dwayne. But we'll see if it tidies
A
itself
touch,
up.
yeah.
Righty ho.
Faster.
That's not the issue, I don't think. First thing we're talking about, there's no Yaiba this week. I thought there was, but they took a week off. So we've only got Anne Shirley to talk about to begin with. Episode 14. It is never too late for a real prince to come for the true princess. In which we learn why we keep on having to meet this little pest, Paul Irving, who's so nice and lovely.
Damn him and his sincerity.
Yes.
If it wasn't for the connecting tissue of Paul Irving as a character, and also that one time they mentioned that old spinster, this seems like a completely, oh, by the way, and this person has lived on this island this entire time. We've just never really talked about her before. It's like, is this like a side story kind of situation? It's like, yeah, it feels like a reflection of, and it is supposed to be a reflection of Anne kind of going like,
Yeah.
I could do it, spinster. Yeah, no, this lady's pretty cool.
We're worried about you two meetings in case you're like, like some kind of time travel version of her from the future, because this is very much like, beware, and you must change your ways, you'll wind up like me. What, happily reunited with the man who left you, or rather who you drove away years ago?
Extremely cool.
Yes!
Yeah.
She seems like a cool lady, she's kooky. She kind of like plays like little imaginary little games with her mates, kind of like Anne might do. Not crazy at all. No.
Oh,
No.
so I would open to this. Anne and Diana are going through the spooky woods, well, it's foggy woods, and they get lost on a way to a luncheon. I think again these things start very mild, but they do happen upon. It's called Echo Mansion or something.
Echo Lodge.
Echo Lodge.
Echo Lodge.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's got a good shouting hole where doing echoes in.
And they're invited in to lunch is already taking place. They're like, oh, we don't want to impose it, and Yone's like, no, I always set it up like this, as if I'm going to receive guests, which I never do, but so this is going to be really nice.
It's a game I play with the maid Charlotte Fort. She has a real name, but I just like kind of have the name my maids like kind of like different orders the same line as they leave me. So I has Charlotte Fort. That kind of meaningless. It's just like no, it's a fun game we play.
It comes across as really assholeish, but when she kind of explained it, she's like, yeah, I kept confusing the second sister with the oldest sister who was my prior maid, and now it just became like a joke, and I kept doing it, and now I can't fucking remember any of their fucking names. And I was kind of thinking like same, but for superhero names as opposed to actual human people's names, I'll remember the superhero names, but not actual humans I know. It's a problem.
Yeah, I wonder if this is supposed to be. I guess it's close enough that people would have Miss Havisham from Great Expectations in mind of being the wealthy spinster who lives off in a mansion. But obviously, a very different character. But obviously, and also, as you say, this is the ghost of spinster future for Anne.
Yeah. But a lot of things with Anne Shirley, like they are reflecting contemporary and other fiction. Like I've forgotten fucking Davy's sister's name. She's such a like
Dora.
Dora is like a reflection of another fucking trope of novels and stuff at the time. So it's just like, yeah, it's doing that with other genre as well. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
and it's like maybe we have seen stories like this before, like, and Barilla is like going on about one. Hey, anime should like mind your business, not get up on this one. It's just like maybe it could spur on by like seeing this could happen to me, like but it doesn't need to be that way. Maybe we can have the fairy tale ending if we just like and it might be hard to accept or to recommend, but like you gotta go through that pain to find the joy on the other side.
Yeah, because first they bring Paul to meet her, and then in the second half of the episode, the big news is that she's wondering where Paul's been because he hasn't been to school. and goes to check up on him, and his dad's in town, and obviously now opportunity awaits Anne to get these two lost lovers to reconnect.
That'd be like a little Emily for these two and make it happen for them.
And yeah, I do like the thing of Marissa kind of going like, "Don't fucking interfere in people's business," but it's like, but think of the romantic things I could set. It's like, yeah, she can't not, and I have to trick Davy into going into the house because I mentioned him by accident because I'm always not Davy, Paul said the wrong kid. I had to trick him to go into the house. It's like, yeah, she just thinks you're cool and wants to see it. Whereas it's like, yeah, you're the son she would have had she married your dad back in the day, but she kind of spurned him as
Not how genetics work.
this is the idea that she's going to like.
Yes.
If I married him, you would have been my kid, basically that kind of fucking thing.
Yes.
And he's so like his father when he was young, and it's just the idea. And also he's saying is like, wow, you've got a kind face like my ma who's dead, and it's just like, and she's getting real tore up about it, but that means he's single, so
he does come by, and she puts on all the finery, and just like to go let them have like a nice dinner together, and then like and Charlotte are up at the window going, he's walking off by himself. Oh no! Oh, I thought this might happen. One say, wait, hold it. He's beckoning someone forward. Could it be? Yes.
The play
going off into the garden is it it's like they're taking it by the hand and they're like getting into the gazebo against the sunset. It's super romantic. That's the super happy ending. It's going to be the wedding of the century.
It's a really fun kind of side story, and it obviously is Anne thinking is like, I could live as a spinster because I was raised by a woman who never got married, and also her talking with Diana, I was like, no, I'm only going to marry the guy who fits all my fucking ideals. He needs to be tall, dark, stranger, kind of like dark eyes, or I forget her exact description.
Yes, this is, I believe, all foreshadowing the next book.
Yeah. They didn't just like crank them out. It was like, no, they were planned. That's why the seed was planted for her in season 1/book 1.
Yeah, well, it's supposed like as well, like while it might take a while or getting there, like whoever is meant for you will come to you.
Yeah.
However long it takes, like so, it's like hey, if these two can somehow find each other after all these years and pick it back up again, we can say something like that could happen to me. Who knows what life might bring you?
Yeah, I think also the key is that the ideal man she's describing is not the man who's available and interested in her already.
Yeah.
Yep, good episode. I accidentally ran into the next one, and my predictions seem to be right.
Yep, Diana's hang out with that boy again.
Then we've got With You in the Rain, episode 1, Rainy Days, in which
no time.
Yes, it's the Tanuki. They're hot at the moment, and we meet a novelist, Fuji. Well, this one is lacking in ball sacks dignity.
No, I think we're like, I think we're so far so good. She strikes me as like a slightly dozier version of your one from the Kowloon generic romance, because she doesn't have the same mold. Is the other thing I was thinking.
Yes,
but like a much slower. It's like she's really slowed the fuck down once she got out of Kowloon and became a novelist. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she gives
also,
away.
Is very stupid.
Yeah. Well, is she stupid or is she fully aware of the situation? And
sorry, stupid is not the right word. I think slow or like not giving a fuck. That's the other thing. It's hard to tell.
Towards not giving a fuck because it's easy to take than her being oblivious about the nature of this dog that she adopts.
I like the idea. Her head are so in books, she's not really thinking about the fact that this Tanuki is in a box that says, and also, "Please take me home," on a sheet.
He repeatedly writes on signs to let everybody know that he's a dog, except for the one scene where he lets everyone know he's a cat.
as is appropriate to the situation. Yeah, because he's at the box is like, please take me home, and she's like, oh, are you all right there, little dog? And he flips over the sign, is like, I am a dog, and it's just like, oh, okay. I mean,
Also, he's got a spare umbrella because she gave hers away to an old lady,
Hmm.
which he hands to her. It's like
capable
clearly,
of human speech
Something
in
funny
writing
about
and
this dog.
producing an umbrella. Is that and wearing a leaf on his head? Is that the only magic he does? I think it's just those.
yeah, I don't think any of it's magic. It's just skills. Just
What I
happen
mean is
to,
like
yeah.
Sleight of hand.
things animals can't do is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yes, it's the intelligence of the dog is sort of, it never really strays into like full human intelligence, even though he is as intelligent as a human. But it feels like if an animal was intelligent as a human, rather than this is an animal who behaves
Yeah.
like a human. Particularly when
I mean,
they
like
go
he
to
is
the
capable of
vet.
deception when. Well, I was going to say when they take him into the vet and he's like, "Oh, what is it? A little cat, little dog?" And it's like, "Hey, it's," and he's like, "It's clinging to her leg." It's like, "It's a koala." Ah, what are you fucking with you? It's a and the Snooky's like holding up the thing is like, "I am a dog."
Yeah.
Like, work with me, bro, kind of thing. And the vet's like, "Yeah, all right, fair enough. Okay, I'm not going to say nothing." And he's tempted to say it at the end after giving the shots, which Snooky was not fucking happy about. And he's kind of like, "It's in perfectly good health." It's just like, yeah, he's going to take that to his grave.
Ethical vet you got there.
Yes, and he's
Yeah,
like,
no, it's a very nice vet
depending
character.
on-
Yeah.
make sure you come back for your top ups. He's holding up a sign saying, "I'm never coming back." Then he goes and plays in the. They go to the park where he pretends to be a cat, so that this guy will play with him in the same way that he's playing with the cats. Um, then they go home and have a bath and listen to the rain. I can't remember if there's any more steps in
That's
between.
it.
That is it.
Okay.
She buys dog food in the convenience store and gets advice from someone who has a dog who works in the convenience store. I assume that's a character. It's incredibly fucking slow. Is the thing like, no, you do not have time for this. This feels like double the length that the episode is.
But it is
Just
I
also
how
know it's
slow
about
paced.
rain. I'd love some rain right now.
yes.
Love some rain.
It's also very silly and
Yeah.
pretty funny, and the character list on the website indicates that this is probably mostly a hot woman delivery mechanism, because there's a lot of other women, most of which are like former school friends of of Fuji, but also Fuji's mum, who's even hotter than Fuji.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at the level of detail they put into the slightly overweight, middle-aged veterinarian. When it's just like
Yes.
this, it's like that's weird that you put that. Like he's great, love the character. Hopefully, he has to go to the vet more. But like, yeah, I didn't expect that from, like you said, the amount of hot ladies involved.
Only one in this episode, but it looks like
Yeah.
there's more to come. And they all seem
More added as it goes.
Yeah, I think it's so they can have a different one on each cover of the manga. Would be my guess.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
It's like, here's a lady with the dog. And yeah, the acting's very good. I say particularly the stuff in the vet, because there's like a bit where it's just the vet acting with his eyes, which often in another anime would feel like a cheap way of getting around doing too much animation, but here it feels like it's deserved and it's like a big character moment. Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I will probably find time for it because it looks really nice as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah. I'll try and find time for it. But like, I feel like it's close to the chopping block, but it's not. It is nice. So yeah.
This one isn't even on my block, so you better tell me about it. My Dress Up Darling, episode 13, Wakana Gojo, 15 years old, teenager.
Yeah.
It
See.
feels like there's like one just to get to kind of get back in the fix of things.
Yeah.
Watching popular anime show. She wants to do a costume with the characters. Let's make a costume again. But here's like a one we've never encountered before. How do you make it? And then it's a little bit at the end there of like they go out for a Halloween party with some bunch of Marin's friends, and Kat goes up and saying, But you like make dresses, but you're a boy. You're a boy. You're a boy. You're a boy. You get this kind of traumatic flashback to when he being called weird as a child for liking girls' dresses because he works as a craftsman in a traditional doll shop.
I think it was like for doing her makeup. Like you made her dress and did the makeup, but you're a boy, and it's just like, and then the other guy in the group is kind of like, yeah, my brother is in like I think
he's in beauty school.
beauty school. Yeah. So he does
do
he
this,
does
for
he does
the
makeup,
movies,
and he also does like fancy nails and stuff. Like that's the thing he's learning. And it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. And everyone's just like fine with it. It's just like, wait, so it was just that one little girl who's giving me this fucking trauma? It's like, yeah, it's just that one little girl. Everyone else
one
is
little girl apparently.
It's just like
when you made Mara's costume tonight, fun saying, yeah, so I did. Whoa, man, that's one unreal. It's just he's feeling maybe a bit more like comfortable. And then like there's
the guy's really impressed when it says it's like, oh yeah, you worked you're at you learned it from doing the dolls in that showroom. And he's like, holy shit, we went on a school tour there. That fucking shit was rad. When you see the tiny brushes, it's like, wow. You know, he was actually like, amazing, I'm impressed with your skills. And the
one friend who was like been going on karaoke. And I said, hey, are you and Gojo going out, man, or what? It's like, what the fuck? It's just she's kind of been sussing them from hanging out so often that there's something going on between you two.
Yeah,
she's just like in the middle of karaoke, just like works into the song. Are you two going out or what?
I like that all that scene as well. Gojo has in his embarrassment is in like a full pink bunny costume. Because she's dressed as like a bunny girl, whereas he's gonna, instead of dressing in the suit as like the guy in the show.
Suit,
yeah, he's in like a mascot suit. I was thinking, what's the fucking bunny from Silent Hill, Charlie or something? I can't remember. The scary one. He had that kind of vibes because unchanging scary face, but we don't get to see his expression in the whole scene, and it's just kind of like his body activity of like playing the tambourine along to the song and being distracted by his trauma of his childhood trauma of being called like that's not for boys. You're weird. I was thinking the same as you. I was like, oh yeah, kind of getting back into the swing of things. But then it's such a good looking episode.
That's the fucking thing about it. Is just like as again reminded me of like kind of kept me out of the first place. It's just like just little bits of fucking just like the little kind of character for the moments there, just really nice. They just feel just like they put you one right in there.
With the anime that she's gotten into lately, it's like this is like a pseudo fucking Trigger kind of style or something like that. It's kind of
it's a whole other style of animation, very dynamic again. It's like some kind of version of Cat's Eye, but they all wear like bunny costumes and they all just keep fucking up and kind of Cat's Eye / Crash with Dirty Pair because they usually end up them blowing up like whatever they got meant to do. But it did feel very Maishi-esque. Yeah.
But it's also like not again, they're just showing off. We can do a whole other fucking style for the laugh just within this episode, but then because it's in that style, he fucks up like the herringbone of this thing, and he has to go to like the professional guy to explain. It's like, how do you keep it on the tits? Like, I don't understand that part of it.
Yeah, just gotta watch more Drag Race because I know about like how internal structures of like elaborate drag costumes and ones. Obviously it's got like some boning or like an internal wire in there, and as besides it, it's like, I had no idea about doing that because you work with like tiny little things.
But it's also when he's working off of an animation style that has it flopping open as a stylistic choice, as opposed to no, in real life that's not going to happen. Like this stuff is fairly solid. And and again, her constantly like, oh shit, he invited me over to try on the costume. Oh, I thought he was gonna try something, but then obviously she's worn knickers too big and all kinds of horny teenager shenanigans happening.
It's just like
it's the show. It's this show.
She in one sense has actually kind of no shame about it because like, no, this is my tailor. He's like working on, but like when it's removed from the context, he just like, so this little scene up here. It's just like, I can see your thighs. Like,
Yeah. It's still really good, man. It's still a very good, well put together show. Like
it is. Like,
it's tough.
It is fun stuff. Like I was supposed to know at the cartoon, it's watching the start, and it's like style like which you can have a cartoon more like that. But it's a cartoon just like that in the state this week, so I can't say I'm not getting it either. So
Yeah.
Then we got The Summer Hikaru Died, episode 1. In which actually there is a proper English explanation of the first episode because they've got an English website.
I think it's just called episode. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is like episode 1. It's just called like hash like number 1.
It is called, I will tell you, Replacement is what it's called on the English website.
I knew there was one that had the #1 thing, but I forgot to write it down. My bad.
I'm not sure whether it says that on Netflix or not, but that's what it's called here. On
Yeah.
a sweltering summer day, Yoshiki realizes that his best friend Hikaru, who had smiled beside him throughout their childhood, is no longer the same. Though this Hikaru looks and talks just like him, it's something else entirely. In their stifling, isolated village, Hikaru was the only person Yoshiki could ever truly trust. Desperate to not lose that bond, he chooses to accept the imposter and vows to tell no one.
It doesn't
Which is-
really feel like much of a choice, although for in his head it is a choice.
It is a
His
choice.
internal monologue.
Yes. I think if he
The choice is just like when he's hugging him, is like, yeah, I am a monster who replaced your best friend. Please don't tell anyone. I don't want to kill you. And he's like, yeah, I do miss my friend, so that seems fair. And I'm just like, but he literally threatened to kill. Yeah, okay, but there's obviously like
But
another
having
trauma
some
there.
semblance, some vestige of him around is better than nothing at all.
I'm half wondering if the
Yes.
way it's gonna go, the way his friend got lost in the woods, was it like, how long ago was it? Like a week ago or something?
It
6
was
months
like
ago.
6 months ago.
6 months ago. I knew
starts
it
in
was a
January.
significant portion. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we get a clue as to what might have happened at the end of the episode because they say the Indo's ritual was a failure and he's a Karu Indo.
Yeah,
and we
so
s-
it was like you directly tried to get your friend killed or betrayed him, and this is the
no, I
guilt
don't
you
think
feel,
that's
which
the.
is
I don't think that's the case at all because I think in the opening we
yeah,
see Yoshiki's looking for Hikaru, and
yeah.
his looking for him seems genuine concern. Then there's some
Mm.
other men who it's
Or
not clear
looking to
what
get
they're
him.
looking for. If they're looking for Hikaru or they're looking for the thing that has replaced Hikaru.
So looking
Yeah.
for a thing. So there's a fella with a crowbar that's breaking into people's homes, and
Yes.
like there's like a face in the wall, leading smashing up, and it's like, well, you think
Yeah.
the thing is your son? Well, it's not.
Yeah, that guy's not even in the town yet. He gets called into the town at the end of the episode. He's just doing this in other towns, where he comes to
He's
the
like, this is easy work. It's like busting into people's
yes,
houses and breaking their face wall
but
that's screaming as I beat
Destroying
it
their
up.
otherworldly
yes.
replicant loved ones.
But the weird thing is, he's saying the same thing that the creature at the door of the old lady at the end of the episode is saying. Is I've got
Yeah.
a delivery for you. In his case, it's his hamster. Um,
I think he's using his hamster to detect monsters
Yeah.
because
I think so.
yeah,
Yes.
that's a pretty cool visual.
And,
I do like that.
and
Yeah.
he's doing this as part of a company. He works for a
Yes.
company. We meet another employee of this company. It's weird.
Maybe a company of just 2 people.
It's very good that the cosmic horror pretending to be a teenage boy who really wants to continue living as a teenage boy is the least weird thing about the story, in many ways.
Yeah, because
He's
he explains everything he's going through. Whereas like, yeah, I absorbed all of his memories, but like this is my first time eating this fried chicken from this shop. It's fucking transcendent. So I've never had that experience, even though I have the memories of that experience. And it's just like, yeah, that's it. So he explains what he's going through. He doesn't know what the fuck he is. It's like, are you a ghost? He's like, I don't know, probably. I don't feel like a ghost, but
he
like,
has the details, but he hasn't had the context. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
So
and
that's why
because
it makes it all the more hurtful then, because he'll have memories of being maybe in certain kind of, I don't know, close feelings with Yoshiki, but he doesn't
yeah,
have the context as to why he has them. Because I feel there's maybe like like more of a history here than we kind of thought. And it's now
Yeah.
it's like, and or it could be other way, like there are things that were kind of under the surface there that Hikaru has a memory of, and maybe it's kind of maybe blurt them out, you know, because
yeah,
Shiki is really
because
trying to get a feel for it, saying like, I wonder if he ever felt that way about me, the way that we're able to do this now. He's just like, maybe through this like reproduction of him, I might be able to like kind of wriggle it out,
like at one stage
That's
he asked him,
also
is
why
like,
it's forming
do you
that
like
attachment.
me? At one stage he says, do you like me? And he's like, yeah, dude, I like you. And he's like, he never fucking told me that. Like the real him never told me that. So it's kind of like, is that he knows that he always liked me, or is like that monster that now likes me? It's like, so he's in a very weird position. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, there's an indicator of what he is. Where there's first of all, they pass like a middle-aged woman who notices something wrong with Hikaru, and then later they meet an even older lady who points at him and says, "Nanuki-sama has come down from the mountain." Um,
she recognizes specifically by name what the fuck he is. Unlike the
Yes.
cat who just like freaks the
Animals
fuck out.
recoil at him. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, that's probably the same thing as the hamster. Is like, is my hamster happily spinning his wheel or is he cowering? Aha! A monster is probably how that detection works. Yeah.
And then that old lady is visited by a monster, where, as I say, she gets told the same lines at the door as the guy who went to the flat in the city.
It's like Amazon delivery is like in the middle of the night with a monstrous voice of you pounding on my door. I don't think so. I know you're home.
It's a very this banal line, but it's just the way because it's the way that the distorting that voice where it keeps going. Yeah, it's like it was
Simulated
a
voice
little
nearly.
pretty
Yeah.
unnerving. That pretty unsettling.
And then in a normal voice, it says, "I'm already inside," and then she's killed.
It
At
seems
which point,
to dive down her throat.
yes,
We see the police responding to this. We don't see the fucking body. I'm probably glad of that. Honestly, nothing good happened in there. But yeah.
Oh, we should also say it appears that it was Hikaru's idea that this creature possesses body, because he didn't kill Hikaru. He found Hikaru dying.
That's what the monster says. It's just like I when I found him, he was fucking on death's door. So I just kind of like, I'm riding around his corpse. Yeah, but like he was dead anyway, basically.
Yeah,
but I think the very first thing we see is Hikaru making the deal with the unseen creature.
Like he's literally like reaching out and like presumably
he's reaching
taking it.
out. Yeah, I mean, hearing like a Hikaru talk, it was just like saying anybody, like come to me. And this entity, whatever it was, says like I felt I was just like kind of there, just like my existence kind of wandering around like meaninglessly, and then suddenly I was just like I came into like into kind of corporeal being there.
Yeah,
so I wonder who was reaching out to who in that instance.
I think he describes like him wandering in the mountain like as being like a robot or something like that. Just not thinking, just running on instinct and program or whatever. But like, there was a connection made, and it's like now I can experience things like this movie that we've seen lots of times when the teacher didn't feel like fucking doing class, but now it's fucking really emotional and I'm into it. This is great.
Yeah, it also seems from what we see is like the themes would touch deeper to a thing pretending to be somebody else.
Yeah. From it seems like a very crappy drama, but it's kind of like, it's like, you don't know what it's like on the inside, how I feel, and it's just like, oh man, I know that feel, man. I'm a monster inside a kid's corpse.
Beautiful.
And so the death of the old lady is discovered, and this causes assorted middle-aged men to panic, and they need to rig up Tanaka, the guy we saw breaking into the flat earlier in the episode, and I guess he's going to come down to the countryside and investigate what's going on here.
So smashing in heads with a crowbar, yeah.
he might delay. He seemed really like unenthused to head to that like podunk a town in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. It's just like, I prefer city work, but I guess you got to commute for work sometimes. Yeah, exactly.
And also, it looks really great. It's one of these shows which look really great.
It's got this like this whole like this very like, even though it's the height of summer, it's just this atmosphere of absolute dread hangs over the town. It just it feels always too intense and hot and stifling. It's just like there's just too much on it. And then that blood red sunset when they're walking home and together in the night, and then piling up, it's thick, but it looks class.
And it's like contrasting that kind of that evening sunset summer thing with like this very kind of nostalgia kind of thing, because it's them cycling home and it's just shots of people going through their everyday lives. It's it would be nice in any other fucking circumstance, basically. Yeah.
And the real Hikaru, well, the real thing pretending to be Hikaru is kind of like this sort of gloopy red and blue thing, which almost looks like a paisley design that's come alive.
A lot of eyes I felt in
yes.
there. Near like the feathers of a peacock.
Yeah, I was getting feathers, eyes, leaves as well. Just the way they kind of like grow out of his head and shit. Like, it's a strange thing. Or the other thing was cell mitosis was the other thing I was kind of thinking, which might be the case with it. Yeah.
It's kind of why I imagined the color out of space in the Lovecraft story to look like, from the weird sort of description you get of that.
Yeah, there's just a lot more to it, like than I realized. You know, I thought, I know if there's like a supernatural element to it, and then it has all these other fucking just suspicious, shady characters that's like orbiting it as well. That's even before you get into like the nature of this, like Humor like the reincarnation of that boy I liked, but we never have admit those feelings to each other. And there's there's so much to kind of go into with just with that, and then it's kind of nestled and all inside in this. It's like it's far more interesting to me on a number of levels than I ever realized walking into it.
Yeah.
I just want to give a look because I heard it was well guarded. No, but it's just find out how bizarre it is on the inside. Yeah, this fucking has to get in now. It's fucking it's a crowded field. Very crowded field here.
It is. It's side games again as well.
It's always that shit.
It is.
Yeah. That's why it looks so good. It's all that ill-gotten gain. It's been used for good.
the prestige picture, yeah. They've been working all this time for.
Then, still at Netflix, Witch Watch, episode 14, The Phasey Hunt, part 4, and Diary of My Favorite Artist, in which we get half an episode of the Uron Mirage anime, and then in the second half...
Episode 119, The Phasey Hunt, part 4, yeah.
And the second half, the teacher can't bring herself to criticize her goddess face to face, so she hastily blows her cover online to give the advice.
I think this is a better adaptation of that teacher-student relationship because they're some of my favorite characters. I have so many favorite Witch Watches filled with really good ones, but that's really funny to me. It's just like, oh my god, I'm a huge fan. It's like you're my teacher. Like you're literally like a decade or so older than me. It's like I look up to you.
Well, this is the opportunity for the artists to sort of like get out what's in their head about like how they've been making comics lately. This is what I'm going through every day, man. I just gotta get it out here on my head onto the page. I gotta work through this process with all of you. This is how I do it.
And just the idea of like she's a great artist. She can really convey like emotions, like and thing. Fucking terrible fucking comic, like bad story. Bad layout.
It's not even that terrible. It's just rote and it's
good. It's better than that's the thing because she's such a good artist, and this is just okay. Everything's from the same like distance because that's how she'd draw like a fan work. It's just like no, you need to like have the camera focus on different things and be the character at different sizes to emphasize or de-emphasize, and like she knows none of this. I was like, I can't say any of this. It's like, yeah, this is great. You should put it on Twitter. Yeah.
But don't just take my word for it. You should ask some of your friends about it.
Yeah. So as soon as she posts it, she gets a lengthy reply from a consistent follower.
We go. Well, first of all, wow, there's a lot in here, but it's not very constructive. So it's a lot in here.
Its critique is like, this doesn't work. Here's how you could make it work. And it was just like, this. I mean, like, she's been a fan. This strange Twitter person I don't fucking know for quite some time.
So I get good advice from your friends. Just like, well, really go over and reached out to me. I didn't get email, and just like this one told me what I needed to hear, like, but from a place of affection. So I wanted to say to you, thanks, Teach. It's like, I know. How did you know it was me? Because fucking, come on, man. You're pretty obvious about it.
In the previous conversation, you ended a sentence by saying melon.
It was mainly because you painted your nails in the main two characters' colors, so you could have them touch each other.
It was just one place you stepped up.
But it's not only that she looked back in her like yesterday's Twitter fucking thing told it was the teacher, but like when she looked back in the feed, it was kind of like, dude, you wrote some fanfic that was solid as shit. Like you do the writing and I'll do the drawing. How about that? It's like, what? It's like, yep.
You gotta come out. You gotta gotta expose yourself to the world. Don't hide your light under a bushel, Teach. You gotta come on. You don't need to be ashamed of who you are anymore.
The difference of like the teacher was saying, like the difference of fandom, where it's like she openly cavorts and is a beautiful goddess, and she talks openly about her ships that she likes
I'm just a
to
bug.
her friends, and she's like a bug crawling in the background. It's like, I'm an old kind of fan where I'm filthy, not to see the light of day. I can't admit my love of this. It's not even like a boys' love thing. It's just like a lot of people ship these two guys.
Well, this is the thing.
It's a fairly standard, like fucking just shonen battle thing. Like Even the episode that we guess is just like, you know,
it's
they're all
shit.
talking in very important sounding things,
Yeah.
but saying,
It's so-
Commander, are you playing a coup? And saying, it's true, but also that's false. It's just like, it's like I'm meant to know what that means. It's like, well, these aren't monsters at all. These are phantoms. It's like, that's what does that mean? I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to try something out. It's just all the one that's going on about. Then Zack, the lion-headed like captain of the squad, he like, talks in like very bizarre proverbs like, yes, a
Yeah.
stitch in time is worth two in the bush. What does that mean, sir?
Yes.
I'll
The
explain next episode. It's such a shitty fucking anime, and I guess because we're jumping in on episode 119, but it's just it's
well,
like
no,
all fucking.
I think they explained in this episode is that like
That's
that
the appeal. Like
it wasn't a popular to begin with, but then people started liking the really vague dialogue that the characters said.
'cause you can go like, what does it mean? And you can
Now,
draw
there's
We
a
can print, we can put
kind of
whatever
thing.
ideology you follow into that vacuum. It can be
Yeah.
whatever you want it to mean.
now there is in the manga there is a payoff to why this is also vague.
Yes. Yeah.
The anime will not get there for many seasons yet. But when you're
It's
watching
fine.
this now, as with knowing it, there's now more interest in seeing these stories again because we have additional information about where the stories come from.
But then how vague it is that it goes too fast because it jumps from like, you know,
Yes.
the exact goes in alone, and then I just see behind Wind or the guy walks in, where's the captain? And it's like, no, captain! It's been crucified.
Don't worry, Zack the Lion Man. Like again, we skipped to chapter 119. We don't know why he's a lion man. Has been crucified, but he gets better. And also every time in the comic, like it skips back to like hundreds of chapters fucking later. Like lots of fucking shit has gone down. We the viewer can't follow the plot, but now we know it's like related to like it's a meta narrative essentially. But yeah,
But yeah, it adds
and it's
another.
always funny because it's like this weird fucking thing you have no way of knowing, so you have to
Yes.
dive into the deep end. Yeah.
And it adds another level to the fandom part of the story because we now know
Yes.
the quality of the thing they're a fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
the opening is pretty cool. It's very stylish.
the opening's
you know,
rad.
It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
action packed. All these characters have no idea what they are, but maybe that's probably the I have the idea as well. And then even like the full on like ending, like they cut off in the middle of like the thing about just cut them just watching home and saying, "Huh, it's pretty good, I guess." But then the ending of the actual episode overall is like the full version of that ending. Here's all the fun scenes these characters we're never going to ever see or have any interaction with.
So presumably when this comes back in season 3 or 4, possibly 4 of Witch Watch, it'll have a different opening and ending at that stage. Because we'll be well past it. Yeah, it's a real fun.
They have new character designs, you know. It's like
Yeah,
the mid-season power up has happened.
Yeah, it's good, Craig.
It's fun, but I think this might be the thing I stop watching to make room for other things because visually
We're reading the comic.
We read the comic,
yeah.
and visually it's not as good as other things. And there's like shots where they're clearly saving time, and it's not an interesting shot to save time. It's slowly scrolling across somebody's face until we see their mouth moving, and then the rest of them's not moving, just their mouth.
It has settled into kind of comfortable sitcom, leisurely kind of approach and saying, here we go.
Yeah, we don't have to live up to that opening anymore. Put our feet up.
Yeah. It's just like, no, how will Nico spell fuck up all else this week? You know, no.
Then we've got Puniru is a Kawaii Slime, episode 13. Puniru returns, in which we get an anime original beginning to resolve the anime original ending we had last season, and also to introduce all the new characters to the new viewers who are now watching it in its new time slot.
It's a recap, and also they get to use a lot of the old Puniru redesigns in miniature form.
But they get to use it for a 2-minute long transformation sequence. That's nothing new though.
Yeah.
So essentially, the plot is that Puniru went off and wasn't being paid to work at an amusement park where she was performing, and became very popular, and everyone wanted to see her transform into different cute things. I love when the people are just calling cute things out, and they're things like a train, a marshmallow, a crab.
She can do it all, folks.
But then she suddenly dropped offline. Her Twitter accounts disappeared. What's going on? and then a piece of Puniru arrives back home in a cardboard box, and she can't remember what she looks like. She can't transform properly back into herself, and when she manages to
She's doing a
just
tiny little version of herself.
yeah, she just turns into a tiny little version with the colours all wrong and the face is missing. And so the rest of the episode is they have to go off and hunt down all the other tiny Punirus around town so that she can reform herself back into her best cute self. Which she does, and of course every character gets to show off their unique personality traits, apart from the two guys who deliberately don't have unique personality traits.
Their personality traits is they love Puniru and they are worshipping her as an idol. Literally a tiny idol.
There's like a bigger dude and a thinner dude. That's
Yes.
just it. We have the kind of classic, like, these would be the class bullies and any other cartoon like this, but they're not even that. Like, they're just completely wiped clean of any characteristic.
We got the mad scientist. We've got the rich girl
heiress
and her maid, who has
her disturbing maid
forced one of the Punirus to go inside the mascot character that the rich girl has made, and is threatening it with a hairdryer if it doesn't behave itself. Of course, we've also got the robot version of that said mascot is still at the school annoying the mad scientist. And we've got the slightly older girl with the desire to be a mother. Yes.
Yeah, maternal instinct.
Yes.
Who has gathered the most of them, obviously, of her own accord, because...
Yes.
And he
love them so much.
He's the kind of thing I was like, wow, she's so great. She gathered them all, and she's like, yes, I love them so much. Oh my god, you got more in a box. Give me them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she turns to leave, and there's like 7 more in her hair.
Slime gets everywhere, man. Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, and they eventually reassemble. She says she's gonna have to train Kawaii to admit how cute she is. And then we get the new opening credits, which, unlike a lot of these things, getting new opening credits is a pretty good new opening credits. And I assume there'll be a different version when the new character who's in the opening credits will get to reply to the battle rap. But at the moment, Puniru is doing a battle rap midway, and the other person just has to sit there silently while she does it, which feels very Puniru-like.
Mine's not recorded
yet. and we also get to, I guess, meet the rest of the family of the girl who's got the overactive maternal instinct, and it appears she gets it from her mother based on the...
makes sense, yeah.
And I guess all the guys are going to get turned into women at some point as well, because they make that clear in the opening credits. And that there will be another slime character introduced.
Lots to enjoy here.
Yes.
Puniru, but we're just going to, he's upping the volume on it.
Yeah. And it did the standard thing that this show has done to me of I was overthinking. I was like, okay, so she's opened up an illegal side Puniru theme park to what's the Mickey Mouse fucking character called? Not the Mickey Mouse character, the
one her granddad runs.
Kawaii Land. Yeah, Kawaii Land or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, she's opened her own illegal slime park next to it, and I was like, oh, that he split her up and everything. I was like, no, she was asked to turn into too many things, and she lost all sense of self and just separated into lots of different slimes. And I was like, okay, so no conspiracy or anything, just stupid like this show tends to be, in a good way.
It's actually first of the multiple cartoons this week that involves somebody being reassembled from the pieces that have been scattered all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. It's in a slightly different fashion.
It was very much like just a reset and reintroduction, because I say it's now being allowed to be shown in the early evening in Japan. And what are they thinking?
They give it the death fucking slot, and it survived, baby.
They got promoted. No, you promoted or relegated. So you guys got promoted. He's in the big league now.
Yeah.
Will it survive the PTA? Is the question.
If anyone can take them on, it's Puniru.
Yes. GACHIAKUTA episode 1, The Sphere. It's one of these shows where there's the haves and have-nots. There's like a big division between them, a literal wall. Our main character, he is like a womble. He goes into the rich part of the city, goes through their trash, and makes good use of it.
But unlike the Wombles, he's feared and despised because the rich guys hate rubbish. They get that as far away from them as possible, as quickly as possible. They hate like filth and dirt. And the poor guys are just
It's all about a
stop.
wasteful society, man. It's just the kind of they
Yeah.
throw all their shit out and it lands on us.
And then the
So
poor
we
guys
gotta
are
do
like,
something
stop
good from it.
stealing their shit because
It-
like we'll get in
yes.
fucking trouble.
Because
You
it
son
doesn't
of a
even.
bitch.
They dislike trash so much they don't even throw it on the poor people. They throw it down a hole.
Most of it goes down into like a void. Yeah.
Yes.
It appears like the poor part of town looks onto this endless void of trash, as far as like it seems to be, because it's just black all across the horizon. It's like that seems really bad. I don't know where you guys exist, but yeah, it's a metaphor. Do you understand?
Yes. What's the lad's name? Their main character, Rudo, has it. Rudo.
Yeah, yeah.
He's then framed by murder by Venom or possibly Grendel. Very similar character design.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's because it's a mask you pull up. I'm thinking more. Oh no, I was trying to think of the other guy. There's guys with that similar kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Venom mask was ripped off of Grendel, so that's why I went to Grendel after I said Venom.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Vendril.
Yes, he's not his real dad, but it's the old man who looks after him.
It's
Gets
the guy who
murdered.
took him in, basically. Yeah.
Paternal figure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets framed for murder, and he's thrown in the pit, where he is then attacked by a giant sentient trash monster. Well, as he's falling, he swears revenge on not only just the person who framed him for murder, but the people who threw him in the pit as well.
That's
Yeah,
all
'cause
done.
the
Maybe
girl he liked and he got a doll
even
for her and he
even
was-
that girl who liked him or
was kinda
claimed-
sweet on
or
him.
this-
Yeah, so she goes into the bullying thing. I was like, I guess you really were the son of a murderer, and because that's his whole trauma. Is like his dad.
Oh
was a
yes,
murderer.
because his dad
I'll
had been
kill
thrown in
you
the pit as
too.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, way to prove them wrong, kid.
I'll come for you first.
His hands are all fucked up from something his dad did as a murderer, so that's why he's wearing a pair of gigantic gloves. And that comes
Yes.
into it apparently later. I think I remember from the trailer, but I don't remember how it works. Yeah.
Yes, because we don't really get explaining what's going to happen in this show beyond the setup in this episode of chucking this kid down a pit, and there's giant sentient trash monsters.
What it seems to kind of stem from is like there is the kind of like a folkloric thing in Japan of like
the
every
loved object
object
gains a soul. Yeah.
got a little soul inside it.
So what is it? What is a hated object like trash? Like does that gain the opposite? Like does it if you love an object and you care for it, it gains a soul and sentience. If you hate it, does it become like fucking a demon or something like that? I guess is the idea. Yeah.
Only there was another thing we watched this week.
Make a power out of it.
Yeah, that too.
If only there was another thing we watched this week which explains that. There was. Right. But if you're old enough, this is nothing you have never seen before. But it is very well done and stylish. That's the thing. It's like these character designs are great. The animation is pretty
artists
fun.
of the author of the manga, they were an assistant to Atsushi Okubo, the Soul Eater dude. So
I was going to say,
you get a little bit of that flavor in there a bit.
I can see that. I was going to say were they on Bungo Stray Dogs, because at some points the characters' eyes become diamonds, and I'm just like, oh, I know what that's.
That was also a Bones character. I maybe they got some of the team about actors doing this now. They've been drawing some of those eyes for years. This character used to have it.
It looks good. Like it's used to express like an extremity.
It is like an unsettling effect. Yeah, because you think there's something wrong with these. Oh wait, that's entirely the wrong shape for an eye to be.
Yeah. If a person's eyes kind of turn more goatee, it's always a disturbing kind of look. Yeah.
See One Piece for more.
I don't think we see much of the graffiti in this episode. There's like a separate artist who does the graffiti in the comic. So
I like a good graffiti as well. Yeah.
A big part.
You probably wouldn't see so much because we see a good deal of like the pristine quarter of the city, so they ain't taking no graffiti up there.
The pristine quarter and then the rundown one, but now we're in Trash Town where graffiti will, I assume, run rampant. Yeah, I kind of want to keep going with this. Yeah, it does look very nice, so it's tempting.
It was quite anticipated. So I wanted to just like see what the fuss will be. They may become more apparent when you have like a giant like dinosaur made out of like busted up cars and stuff is bearing down on you.
It looks like there is some significant Bungo Stray Dogs
Okay.
crossover. Yeah. Yeah,
Well, they're good people. We love what they do.
the chief animation director and the character designer on GACHIAKUTA was the animation director, well, maybe just a animation director on the first series of Bungo Stray Dogs. So.
Okay. Yeah. Like I'm not saying derivative. I'm saying I
No.
can see the influence, basically. Yeah.
Then we got City the Animation episode 1, which, hey, stand back, detectives these days are crazy. We're going to have even more segments than you. Which we have
What a
Makabe
wacky
Family,
town.
Friends, Crispy Noodles, Dr. Adatara, Wako Izumi, Room 203, and Dream, in which we meet the various inhabitants of this titular city. We get like a little bit of the city's myth opening up.
No, that's an unrelated city. That has nothing to do
No.
with this. Which is a really funny way to open it up.
Yeah.
What's prepared for that petrified bird though? Anyways, I mean, fuck them. They're sacrilegious.
Makabe Family. We meet a family who own a family restaurant, and the son is made to wear his lucky item, which is a miniskirt, and find a part-time member of staff, which he does.
Right, it's lucky.
It's a success. And then Friends is the daughter of the family and her best friend just doing friend stuff for the day. They're imagining like superpowers and her having like a superpower which would counteract her best friend's superpower immediately.
But that's not good in its own. It's like, you know what that means? We gotta stick together. No, I'm gonna fucking suplex you now. Watch out.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got Crispy Noodles, which is the funniest thing I've seen all week.
That was so fucking good. Yeah. That was pretty good.
Just keep happening.
In which they're preparing this man's meal of crispy noodles, and they accidentally throw it in his bag, and then try
and
what
it
we're gonna
slips out of the frying pan straight into, like, just slotting like
in
a
one
book into his
piece.
bag.
It's still sizzling inside there somehow.
Yes.
It's just
He's
sitting there
distracted
in
by.
his briefcase.
Is he reading or is he watching a video on Shogi? I can't remember.
He's reading.
Sorry,
anyway.
not Shogi. Yeah.
He's not petition to Tyrannians anyway.
Yeah. And so they're just like, fuck, what do we do? It's like, okay, we gotta run this fucking plan. We can't fucking tell him, because he's telling the daughter. The daughter's like, what would you do in this situation? It's like, I'd run away. It's like, I can't run away. I own the restaurant. That's not how this works. What's the plan they come up with? She's gonna distract him or something.
This is not the daughter. This is the part-time.
Sorry, not. Yeah. The part-timer. I'm getting the two mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna go, and they're gonna go and buy a bottle of champagne. And then while he'll cook a new meal, she'll distract him by giving him this expensive bottle of champagne on the house, at which point he'll go and grab the old one out of the bag and give him the new one. But the problem is she pops the cork on the bottle, it hits him square in the forehead, which then causes the dad to drop the second crispy noodle into the bag as well. And it fits perfectly
alongside it.
Like, just slots in.
Yeah.
So then they just have to apologize, like that, which was the initial thing you probably should have done anyway. Yeah.
But the guy's fine with it, and also it turns out that it was not his bag at all.
When the champagne cork popped right in my face, made me like snap out of some things.
And all while this is happening, we're occasionally going, which turns out to be upstairs, as we learn in the next segment, Dr. Adatara. The dad of their neighbours has set up cameras in the restaurant where he's recording the wacky things which are happening and uploading them to the internet.
Again, I think it's because the son had worn the lucky miniskirt. That it turns out it was the son's bag. What a bit of bad luck! But through a bunch of pratfalls, he destroys the cameras in the restaurant and blows that guy up. So he's dead, I presume now, since we see the smoke forms his shape in the sky.
Yep.
He's blown up.
That's his stand leaving his body, and he's going to heaven. He doesn't actually know he's dead for real.
I think there was someone passing by who was like, "Oh, that restaurant's smoking again." So I guess this explosion is a regular occurrence. in this family
Yes,
restaurant.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, the reason this happened, well, the reason they both landed in your college bag is because you weren't wearing your miniskirt. He goes, I am wearing the miniskirt, and pulls his trousers
That's
off.
one of my trousers. Look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, then we go Weko Azumi, who is a college student who has created her own god.
Hmm.
Our own customs, anyway. It's like,
Yeah.
feeling a little agitated right now. I think I'll just like squish the putty eraser in my pocket. Yeah, that'll calm me down. No, now I'm kind of overstimulated. There's some of this like special ink I got. Really take me back my salad days. And it's like, well, okay, now I'm feeling this way. I have to like, offer a prayer up to this. Because one must follow the other.
This
a bit
feels
of a
like
weirdo.
OCD. Yeah, this is not good. You need to get this checked out. You can get medication for this, is my understanding. Yeah.
Yes, I can't remember what the mouse was called. The mouse god that she's made and carries around with her in a bag for good luck, and then offers tributes in her flat too. I was like, is she Alan Moore? But the thing she did with blue tack was very relatable because I used to do that as well when blue tack was more a thing I had in the house.
Immediately with the putty eraser, I was kind of thinking, man, I fucking missed those. I don't know where I've left my last few ones. Like, because that's much like blue tack. They get fucking
Ate them.
lost in. Like, maybe.
Eaten so many of them in my time.
Then we get room 203, which is taking place in like a neighboring flat to the one Wacko lives in, and where we see a manga artist being told eventually, because there's great tension in the room, because the editor can't bring himself to tell him that he's only got one chapter left. Final chapter next week. That's the only line in that sketch.
Yeah, it's just them sweating, going like the whole time. It's pretty good. Yeah, simple, but it works.
And then the last one is Dream, where the woman who's got the part-time job comes back to her apartment in the same apartment building with her flatmate, who she discovers taking photos of broccoli. I guess, is this something sexy you're doing?
Because she's sprawled out on the floor. It's like, no, I was just taking pictures of broccoli. He's like, likely fucking excuse. No, look, it got printed magazine. Whoa, how much do you make? Nothing. Fuck this. It's like, no, you can win a prize though. It's like, how much? 100,000. It's like, can I fucking borrow your camera there for a minute? It's like, not until I buy my new camera.
Yes,
And
this is after the other woman has tried to charge her for eating some of the staff meal that she brought home.
She came home with an extra staff meal, and it's like, that'll be whatever,
because
charging her.
the conversations. Wait, where have you been? I've been to work. Where have you been? I've been to university. You should try going to university.
Have you got any dreams? My dream is to fucking win that photo competition now and get some money. And that from a dream.
It's a lot of good shit talking, yeah.
Yeah, this is a very good cartoon. I think it does everything right that I thought Nichijou the adaptation got wrong.
It's something with like the usually often do these wide shots of the screen. It's kind of isometric thing, and then even the promotional post was kind of like a Where's Wally thing. You can kind of look around. There's always shit going on with it. It puts me in the same kind of mind frame. Also, the kind of the weird kind of the weird kind of cool like atmosphere and nature of people that have once you have kind of Takahashi games like Katamari Damacy and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's on a very similar wavelength to that.
That kind of blocky colorfulness of that as well. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think it's the colorfulness helps. I think also like keeping like the line weights fairly consistent.
Yeah,
gives it like it. So it's both got you've got the depth from the isometric design, which is the big thing I like about the comic, but it still looks really flat, and that is a fun combination to me. And it also, generally found it funny all the way through, rather than the problem always having Nichio, where it was always like, well, I find the individual gifs people make of the show, but when I actually came down to sit, funny, but when I came down to sit to watch the full episode, I'd be like, okay, it's not as funny as the gifs made out.
Like this is packing them in so much in the good way of
Mm.
is this one not really landing for you? Give it a fucking minute, there'll be a new one. Like maybe that one will do you better.
This point is like fun. Like for me, it wasn't like kind of like laugh out loud when it was fun. Say, that's a good one. It's kind of that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of like very like watch it in the morning, cup of tea. That's like no fun. It's pretty. It's it offers that kind of space for me. Well, and that's grand. Like I need something like that as well. Doesn't need like to crease me every time. There's other things that I have are better at that. That's their kind of humor. This like kind of knows what it's doing. It's very off kilter. It's like stuff comes out of nowhere. And people just kind of roll with it. Why the noodles are slot into the bag perfectly? I don't know. It's a cartoon, man. Don't think about it.
Yeah, that
funnier that way.
The second drop of the noodles was the funniest thing I saw all week. Specifically, just the animation of those noodles going into the bag for a second time. This is just something so good.
Everything at the second time is all slow motion, and so you really see it just slot in perfectly next to the other set of unresolved noodles.
It's the one thing they would not have wanted to happen, which is
the same thing again. Yeah.
Talking of funny, detectives these days are crazy. Episode 2, with ghosts, go for the knees. Find the real thief, and 3 minutes to Mashiro, rather. There's not another A in there. Mashiro explodes. First part, we learn that Mashiro is scared of ghosts. Of which,
but Mashiro, you got to toughen up. You got to you can't choose your clients based on I just like says the man who sent you away to knock down a wasp's nest.
and we get that comment from the cat in just a speech bubble that
the cat knows what you're saying. I got scot-free.
Weirdly, that happens in another show as well. A non-speaking animal who brings a caption up unexpectedly. So
young fella, Mashiro kind of knows from school. So it's like, oh, it's a ghost messing me. See, I set up a home security camera, and see the picture goes like, and then it's like, oh, it's a total ghost right there. It's being so fucking frightening. It's like, holy shit! It's like, yes, you can come over and like help me like catch a ghost. It'd be really solid, especially you, Mashiro.
I like the way like he discovers that they don't really know each other very well because she's like, hey, from school, what was your horoscope today? It's kind of like, it's just like, I don't know anything about you, kind of thing. But yeah, he's as he says later on, he has a peg. He's like, yeah, you just want her to come over. Like that's
we've been running this sting operation for days now, and I can't see everything to catch this ghost no matter what Mashiro does. Like she's fucking being really freaky right now.
The CCTV, but then it's off as soon as she runs out and gets there, and she gets more and more powerful. She gets more and more shonen, amped up as the thing goes on.
But she's doing like full on like one gone. It's like from 1 to 100, get inside the phone, saying God, go under and break its legs, make sure it can't get away. Just like just gotta get out there. It's like getting really too much into the zone.
That was the advice of her coach. Is like, we go for the nose. Every living thing, the weak point is the nose, and it's like ghosts aren't alive. Sweep the legs. That's the important.
I believe, from my understanding, is he's a character who only ever appears in flashbacks to her being.
That's just like hopefully in every movie it's always just the same, like kind of him going.
Initially they think the ghost is a weird pervert, and he wanders around in very little clothes, with whose chest hair looks like
the man with the T-shaped chest, or cross-shaped
I know he was alright. Like he go out, he give you a pork bun. Don't take pork buns from him.
Yes, but he's important.
I know some of they're watching above on the camera. Is like for just go for
But his presence is important because it makes this an unexpectedly affair mystery that you, the viewer, can solve at home.
Were you watching closely?
Yeah, no, I was more so watching the dumb jokes, but okay.
You would have noticed old man chest hair. His flashlight comes into view like way before it should have on the video, because we're cutting between a pre-recorded tape. It's you in the costume trying to be booga booga, make a ghost. You the girl you can't can come over. Just so you have a girl in your room. I know what it's like, man. I was that age. I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, we get a flashback.
You can pay my fee in your own time. It's just like I'm still charging you for all these nights I've come over. So
And the flashback he has of this happening to him is another indication that I assume this is taking place in 2016 when the comic came out, and not 2025, because the flashback involves a Mega Drive and a Game Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I said I had this girl's thing and I lost it, and then she came over and so she could be in my room, and it's like a girl in my room, but then she fucking stole my Game Boy. It's just like,
I'm pleased I wrote down amazing punchline, because it is an amazing punchline. Is that then, while they're discussing all this, Mashiro then returns with a ghost that she's beaten up.
the ghost from the video, even though that
Yeah.
was clearly him in a costume that he got. Yeah, she has the ghost. She's kicked the shit out of it. Don't worry, guys. I caught the culprit. Next segment, we do not resolve that. Maybe
No.
there's real ghosts are real now. Is the thing I think is happening. Okay.
Yeah.
Mashiro is real. She protects us.
Yes.
Hmm.
Nagumo has been arrested in the second part for being a panty thief. And he's worst of all, he's been arrested by a guy he used to go to school with.
A guy he used to be competing teenage detectives with, who's
Yes.
now a real life detective on the police force and hasn't been arrested for stealing people's underpants. So he's he's like, I'm really disappointed in you, man. It's like, no, that's not me. All right, let me just show you the footage. And it's like initially he doesn't recognize what an SD card is. Your man breaks the
Yes,
the VCR combo kind of thing by putting it in the wrong slot or whatever the fuck.
He's like, he's like messing around with it. He just turns around. It broke of its own accord.
So they're both stupid at technology, but like in slightly different ways. But yeah, the footage is clearly him stealing underpants.
Definitely a guy who looks kind of like him. There's Mashiro and what's better, Nezu, the little yakuza like tag along now.
They've set up a sting operation in your man's apartment because it would be weird if they set it up a thing, and it's like, are these your underpants? It's like, no, I just fucking bought these. Oh, there he is.
Hey, Master. Hey, you're that Master. You're just like, just kind of like the mouth is all wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like if there was like a spot the difference of Nagumo, he'd be on the right hand side. There's like enough details different that he looks close enough if you cover up the bits which are different, but with underpants is what's happened in the video. Yeah, and then they pursue him. Nezu goes first because he's got long legs, but then a bug gets in his face and he's too frightened to carry on chasing. So then Mashiro has to bring the guy in, which he eventually does. But by the time he's brought him in, his face has been completely beaten and doesn't look like Nagumo at all. And then the third part,
this will be a problem for her. She does seem to kind of bring in dudes and beat him up, and like it leads to other problems.
It sounded like she was beating the police up from what they were describing, because they're like explaining what's happened. It's like there's somebody trying to force their way into the police station.
Yeah, like dragging the suspect and kicking police as she goes, I assume, is what's happening. Yeah.
And then the third part I've written, I'm pretty sure this is a plot of a Detective Conan movie.
I mean, like, it would be ripping from that, I guess. Yeah.
What's that? There's a bomb. It's like, oh my gosh. Tell us what that bomb is, you creep. I'll never tell. It'll go off in 3 minutes. She won't have a chance. It's like, Marshall, you gotta get away from that thing. Like, go show us a photo. Sure. No, another photo. And it's okay. She's like, no, not.
And then it's just like,
got 2
all right.
minutes left now.
So it's usually like the red wire and then another wire, and she opens up. It's like, it's just a big mess of wires. And here it's mostly wires. So it's like, I'm gonna have to take the bomb and run it out to a place where there's no people. It's like, all right, we'll direct you. Like, she's just leaping over like crowds of people and whatnot. It's like, we'll direct you to a disused baseball stadium, I think it was.
Yes.
And she has to Detective Conan kick the bomb as far as she can. So it's like, I'm just like, yeah, okay, I see. I didn't even know it was from that, and I was like, there's been enough bombers in Conan that I figured this is probably from it. But unfortunately, your man is doing his hobby in the abandoned baseball stadium where he likes to take
pictures like, all kind of disused, like, structures of our environment, man. It's like we speaks to like our civilization. No.
Taking a picture of like the batter's mound and like just the explosion just starting, like
yeah. That would win a prize in the local paper.
That would win that prize in that magazine from City of the Animation for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. This is filled with confidence. This episode, I was hoping for something had similar energy to the Vampire Dies in No Time, and I think it's given me something with the similar energy, down to weird perverts wandering the streets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everyone in the Vampire Dies in No Time, but yeah, pretty much.
Mashiro's so good. She's just like the fucking dynamo power in this whole thing.
Then next up, Hell Teacher, Jigoku Sensei Nube, which I think is just Hell Teacher Nube. I don't know why.
Yes, it is. Just call it Hell Teacher Nube.
I got you.
Hell Teacher Nube, N-E-W. Teacher Nube, maybe.
Episode 3, The Midnight Honor Student, in which we have there's a mysterious student doing all the chores overnight.
I think the real crime is the fact that he was doing the chores that the students should have been doing. It's like, you didn't clean the chalkboard. Now a fucking ghost is doing it. This is all your fucking fault. No. They find it is a ghost. It's clear what ghost it is if you know any of this shit, because this has been done so many times. I mean, like, he's one of the side characters in Denton. you know the guy.
Yeah, it's the human model ghost story. He's coming alive. Well, what he's doing is not the model coming alive, it's the soul of the model is going around the school acting like a boy, and then they come up with a plan. It's like, we can't just barge in and tell him that it's not human. We got to, like, sort of let him figure it out for himself.
Ease him into it. Yeah. So if we come in and, like, we're part of a regular midnight class, and you're teaching us about stuff like regular maths and fucking shit, and then you teach us about exorcism, and you'd be like you, not real boy, and, like, ease him into it. And they're like, oh man, he's really upset by it. He smashes a bathroom mirror, kind of like, it's like, oh, we're gonna have to clean that up. And it's like, okay, we'll play a game, and it's like, oh, okay, we'll play tag, I think is what they decide on, because it's a thing he saw kids playing. And he's like, so when I catch you, I'm gonna fucking cut off half your skin, so you'd be just like me, because you said we're just alike. And in the meantime, Nube has gotten himself locked in a broom closet looking for a pan and brush to clean up the broken glass. That's so fucking dumb, and I love it. Like, it's good. He's very incompetent, and I like it.
Yes, and they eventually he escapes and forces the spirit back, and he wants to be a human, and I can't do that for you, mate. You'd have to ask God. So guess what? He asks God. God says, thumbs up. You're now a real boy. Because they run into him on the street the next day.
He still has half the skin that he requires, and I presume his organs are still out in the open. But he's just like, all right, don't come near me, Nube, but I'll see you around. And then the spooky part is he could be going to your school.
Doing your chores that you're meant to be doing.
I think I'd notice him if he was going to my school, at least if I saw the left-hand side of him. Or, yeah.
It's just like walking, like, in profile. Like, it happens always be that way.
We've seen plenty of yokai-related stuff at this point. We know what he's got to do. He's got to grow his hair out across that side of his face.
Yeah, good.
I want to look for him. It's a new start for you, Let's try some new style. That's why we're at it.
And apparently, in Hell Teacher Nube Neo, that is what he's done as an adult.
Okay, good stuff.
Well, the thing I really like about this show is how kind Nube is.
Yeah, even when the kid is chasing around the other children with a shard of broken mirror going like, yeah, I'll cut off your skin, fucking, I'm going to tag you. Nube's like, whoa, kid, like, you're getting overstimulated, all right? Like, it's cool. We're just going to exercise you a little bit. Yeah, like, he's still trying to talk him down from this situation. It's like, it's not your fault that you're a haunted doll. Like, it's like, I'm gonna get you out of this. I can't make you a human. But,
it's really kind of, it's like, it was putting me in mind, maybe kind of one more the other with, like, the new Superman film where...
Sure.
And that is what it shows that Superman is a great hero and very kind, but, like, as like a person, he is kind of lame and kind of nerdy, but that's okay because he's a sound fella. Like, but he's just kind of he's kind of lame sometimes. It's just like Nube is getting locked in the fucking in a cupboard trying to find a fucking brush.
Yeah, and he's got a very Shonen Jump type crush on Ritsuko, the other teacher. Where this is where he forgets to be kind and keeps on forgetting that she hates spooky stuff and scaring her with spooky
Because
stuff.
that's the first thing he goes to. It's like, oh, you got a ghost in your back. Let me get that. It's like, no, don't freak me out with that shit. Oh, sorry, I'll put it back. And it's just like, and his main concern in the episode, besides like helping out this ghost child human anatomy model, is the fact that as a teacher, he gets paid fuck all, and now he has to pay for all the damage that this fucking ghost has done out of his paycheck. And he's like, and he still has to treat the kids to ramen after. And he's like, fucking hell.
And also has to replace the human model, which, to be fair, is even worse because the school did not know they had this human model. They only
this was
found
in
him
the
in a
back,
cardboard
yeah.
box.
Mhm.
But he has to replace it because it's run off. But it's very funny the shot of them all being scared as well when they see that he's turned into a real boy. Just got to get the rest of that skin. Where's he going to get it from? Who knows? We'll never see him again.
Why now?
Then we've got Me and the Alien MuMu, episode 14, Anamori and GPS, in which Siberian Anamori get the episode for a change. Though don't worry, Sakuraku and MuMu will also be here to eat bread.
Well, Siberia might have a better view of humanity if it didn't immediately one. Well, I inserted myself into the kind of police force of this planet, and it's full of assholes. I think humanity is fucked.
Yes, he's
maybe one agent can turn you around on this.
Yes, he's undercover as the prison therapy cat, and Anamori is undercover as a prison guard. But really, he's a secret agent, so we see him do a Lupin run
against gunfire, trying to kill him. Yeah. But as a prison guard, you think it's like, this guy sucks because all the prisoners are. I don't want to say insubordinate because I think that's the wrong word for prisoner. They're acting up, and he's not doing anything about it besides talking to them and listening to them in a way.
It seems more like the local jail. More so
yeah,
At least one of them, maybe they're all been brought in for this missing persons case.
Anyway, in comes Kayasu-san, a new character, and Bacon, another new character from Forensics. And apparently, Kiyasu has history of Anamori from police college.
He was the top student in police college, and now he's just a prison guard. You're pathetic. And also, my fucking partner is a cool fucking Alsatian. It's a cool dog that is intelligent, but intelligent as a dog, which I do appreciate. It's capable of expressing things, but only dog level of stuff.
Fuck you, cat.
Also, its tongue is constantly lolling out. That's a really.
I've written down Bacon's stupid dog face at one point.
What was the? Was it what was the one where the house turned into a fucking mecha at the end of it? Was that the last cartoon I'd seen that had Astronaut, where it had the dog eyes perfect on a cartoon thing, where it was just kind of they're just kind of bugging out, not a fucking thought in the head kind of thing. It was like a dog looks. It was a good Alsatian look, yeah.
Yeah, so she's trying to find an old lady, and Siberia is like, what if you found that old lady first, Anamori? So Siberia checks Yahoo, and then we get explanation of how GPS works so that we can apply it to Dr. Stone later.
Convenient, yeah.
Triangulating things from satellites.
But then we as we learned from the thing, it was the mother has dementia, so she's doing her night walks around town, and they had it slipped into a charm that the son gave to his mother with dementia. But they lost track of her 3 days ago or something like that, and it's kind of your man's humanocentric kindness kind of comes in. It's it's because you're following the maps on the fucking grid. We're talking about places that don't exist anymore, because your one thinks that Bacon keeps wanting to go up to the fried chicken shop because it's no, Bacon, no, I'll get you fried chicken once we find the old lady. And he's
I think he's more spurred to invest in it because he just comes back into the orbit of Sakuraku and MuMu. They're doing the radio cast next down the park lot. The old folks is trying to go, Sakuraku, fix my this. Sakuraku, fix my iPhone. Oh yes, my earbuds, my hearing aid is all out of whack. He's just down being a nice gal, helping all these folks. Then
it's the
the
idea
lady
that
approached her saying, "I've been scammed out of this. Like these guys throw me a toaster oven, and it's not working at all. And if someone who says scam, this is a job for the police." Hey, how's it going, Anamori? I'm here to investigate the scam you're talking about.
like
And I like
an old lady goes up to like a younger woman who they're doing like Tai Chi in the park with and goes like, someone scammed me of a toaster. And the cop is like, police, I'm taking the case, basically.
yes,
It's a very serious thing, yeah.
and then I like that the eye catch immediately tells us that it's not a scam, and the old lady bought the wrong thing.
Or that she
'Cause
doesn't know how
the-
to use the equipment, essentially, is the
Calling
idea.
back to one of the weird appliances or they sold or showing off in the cultural festival.
Yeah.
It's a toaster or an oven that cooks things via steam. But how would it do that? Well, here's how we would do it.
Yeah, well,
That
she's
the
got a
poor old lady
convection.
doesn't understand.
Yeah, she's got a convection oven, and we get the president explaining we're now in the toaster Sengoku era, and a long explanation.
There are two schools of thought about this now. You've got like those who want like this like the ease and convenience on one hand, and then you have just an arms race one. It'll do like it'll do toast this for you. It'll toast that for you. You can make a pizza in there if you want. As everyone's saying,
Yeah.
no, you want toast immediately. So these two sides,
of the opinion that,
liver
like,
meet in the middle.
She's an old lady. She doesn't need anything complicated. She just needs the slot toaster. You push it down, maybe a dial if you're fucking fancy. Like she doesn't need anything more fancy than that. And our character, she's kind of like visiting the old lady's home, and she's like she does it like a kind of European Italian style of the way the decor is and stuff. And it's just like, no, you don't want the slot toaster. You picked the perfect toaster for you because it fits your aesthetic. That's the reason you picked it. You just don't know how to fucking use it. Here, let me cook a pizza pie with it,
Yes.
and just in your Italian style. And it's like,
it's just like Mom I used to make. Do you remember Francesco? How we used to travel the world together.
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
kind of remind of her husband and everything. Yeah, it's nice.
I wrote down this is now a cooking show. With what as soon as they got you could put a pizza stone in the convection
Yes.
oven.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, god damn it, I don't have space for these things.
Oh man, pizza stones are fucking like oven stones are fucking class, but you like it's a lot. Like, but it does make something really nice. But it's I don't have the space, like
No,
the time.
if I'm making the
inclination, yeah.
space, I'm making it for an air fryer, and I'm going to turn into one of the air fryer people who air fry everything and tell people about their air fryers.
Overly betrayed the rice cooker, you scum.
No, I betrayed George Foreman. Is who I'm betraying if I replace. That's what's getting replaced.
It's okay, he's dead
realized
now.
years
He
ago-
can't hurt you anymore.
I realized the flaw with the George Foreman is I want the grease. Give me that shit.
Well,
Put
you
it into
When
my
he keeps it in
burger.
a receptacle, he
Yes,
just pours it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
He's in anything now.
You get a little
Yeah.
you get a little trough the grease drips into.
No, I want it in my
You
food.
can
I
drink it
don't-
later, you know.
Oh,
Once
I
you cool
sorry.
down.
I
Yeah.
for a moment there I thought you were my grandmother and you were saving all the grease.
No, I save oil to fry in until it gets too nasty, and I throw that shit the fuck away. Like that's about it. But that's for deep frying. That's a different
Just a little
thing.
pinch, before you put the garlic bread into the grill. It just adds a little something.
But anyway, she talks this old lady through. It's like, no, you picked the right thing for you. I'm just going to talk you through it, and like I'm going to meet you where you're at, kind of thing. And that's where friggin'
Well, it's about
Anamori.
memories. Like I just tasting it. It's like, it always reminds me of my husband and how we fucking all
Going on trips to Europe and
trips
stuff,
to Europe.
yeah.
I suppose she probably was like living there for a while. That's where they met. And that's where they fell in love. And it's like this.
Yeah.
But if you see him on the plane, like obviously he must have come back to Japan with her. And the
Yeah,
his
and-
little life together. It's just like, it's all these memories. Memory. What's memory? That's what we're talking
Yeah.
about with this
Yes.
case here.
Because she's meeting the old lady like emotionally in memory where she is, and looking at her as a person, rather than just the facts of it. This toaster oven doesn't fucking work. It's like, no, it does, but like let me talk to you, and it's just like I need to look into this old lady. She's got dementia. She's following a map that isn't there anymore. She's not walking up to a fried chicken shop. She's walking up to an old sweet shop that used to be fucking there.
Yes, and he knows
She's-
this because he's been speaking to the prisoners and they've been discussing the town, so he knows more about the town than the forensics girl does.
He knows that this place used to be this kind of building, but it got torn down and replaced by this thing. But the apartment building that she used to live in with her son, who obviously moved out, she's an older lady now. That's why I gave her the GPS tracking device thing. She's went to that abandoned apartment building that it was replaced with a different apartment building, thinking it's home because she's went on her
Yes.
natural route to walk where home used to be. And it's just like it's like an innocent understanding. She's perfectly safe there. They're they're very
So
thankful.
Anamori takes Kiyasu and Bacon along as well.
Mm.
So we get the amazing bit at the end after you've had the great. I was like, I've already cried once watching next week's One Piece episode. I was not ready to cry again at bloody stupid cat show, but I did. But then we get the nice bit at the end where Kiyasu thanks Anamori for helping, and he's like, "I wasn't doing it for you." And then Bacon gets mad for God damn you, stupid idiot! You don't know that this woman's in love with you.
Yeah, the dog is aware because of it's a dog. It would be aware of that kind of
I
thing.
smell
But
pheromones in the air.
yeah, I do like the relationship between what's the cat's name? Bacon and the
Siberia.
Siberia is
Siberia,
the cat.
because Siberia is fucking terrified of the dog. It's like, you fucking son of a bitch dog, and as soon as the dog turned around, it's like, oh fuck, it's like hiding immediately.
Siberia is softer than they appear. It's like, all humans are scum and deserve to die for, and saying, "Oh, Siberia, is that true? But all humans, what happened to me?" Well, of course, except for you, you're like the one good one, but all the rest of them, I gotta go. And said, "Is that true, Siberia? I think you. Do you report back to base? Is this like, it's going to be full of sentimentality, as you admit? It's a portion more sentimental than I would admit. Like, I hope it's enough to forestall your invasion of this planet."
Like, and that's contrasted with MuMu doing like calisthenics or exercise in the park with earlier. Sakurako earlier, because MuMu doesn't recognize old people. They all look the fucking same, but now she's like, "Hey, oven lady, you made me that pizza that one time." And she's come back with like muffins because she's trying out new things in her convection oven. Again, very cooking show. And MuMu's just like, "So MuMu, you're learning who people are. I guess they're not all the same to you, huh?" And it's like, yeah, that's broken phone, man. That's haunted by a ghost lady. It's just like, wait, fucking what? What have you been hearing, kind of thing. Yeah.
What a sweet show. I do love it a lot.
And we're learning. It's weird.
It is. Yeah. Just glad I don't have space for all the white goods that I would be buying otherwise.
Yeah.
Then we've got new Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt, episode 1, Panty and Stocking Homecoming. Dwayne, this is your first time watching Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt.
Yeah.
I'm all caught up. It's good. Like that opening really like summed it up all up for me.
Got the speed there. Yep.
I enjoyed it. I was just like, this is a lot, but I was like continually through the thing, and I was just like, I really enjoyed it. Good crack. I shouldn't have left it so long to not watch any of it. That was a bad idea.
Well, interesting what you think about some of the earlier episodes, because there's a lot of scatological humor that I know you don't like.
That's probably gonna not make me not like it, but like I'll get past it. Basically, it'll be fine.
But yeah, this is it. This is it reborn. This is back. This is a full blooded Trigger production here. They finally got back their rights after a long legal struggle with their terrible masters at Gainax.
And it picks up where they left off 15 years ago.
I assume that joke would have been funnier had I watched the original. Is the thing I was kind of thinking, because that joke was kind of like, it's like you've been moping for 15 years, but it's only been 5 minutes. I was just like, that's pretty good,
yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so it's up to Garterbelt, Brief, Chuck, Scanty, and Knee Socks to. So Panty has been sliced into 666
pieces,
by Stocking, who revealed that she was a demon at the end of the last season. It's quickly revealed that she's just being brainwashed by Corset, who has split even smaller versions of himself off and shoved them in her ear.
Just repeating, it's like, you're a demon, you're a demon, you're a demon. Like, it's that's enough to hypnotize her into thinking she's a demon.
Works too well. She gets more dramatic and huge.
Yes. And we get a brief new opening of Brief and Chuck with Garterbelt as a brief type of guard. As they
briefly
go off.
Chuck with Garterbelt.
Yes, as they go and collect all the pieces and reassemble her, which they manage, but then Panty's behaving not like herself. So what do? Well, Scanty and
Missing the most
Nisox,
important
who are two
piece.
demons, get something delivered from hell, which is just some sort of biohazardous waste, and
From the devil, so it must be good. Yeah.
use it to make Panty giant because Stocking has already turned into a giant demon kaiju because of the things in her ear. But then, of course, it loses control of her. Partly because the little corsets he's made aren't doing their job. He has to send another one in to tell
Yeah,
the two which are already in
you
there.
can't re-up the orders, and they keep falling asleep because they're fucking lazy. And eventually, once she turns full demon, she fishes them out of there by sticking her finger in her ear.
Yes.
So yeah,
So they grow Panty as well using the biohazardous waste, and they're like, she's still behaving weird, and then Brief
Now we see
notices.
what's missing.
Yes.
Now it's huge. It's obvious.
her
We
very
missed a
soul.
piece.
Yeah, the most important piece.
Yes, which we see that Chuck apparently had eaten because now
this is Mr. Square Chuck.
I see what you mean about. I see what you mean about this being crass as a show. Yeah, I do understand.
Oh well, this is them like now they've lost any restraint that they would have ever acknowledged even in passing before, because on a different network now we've got different like broadcast standards, i.e. not very many, if any at all. This is as close as the full frontal nudity that the thing gets in its own style as you could possibly go.
I think it was a funny way to represent it's Panty's vagina. Is the last missing piece, and it's just like a block with like a straight line down the middle of it. I was like, that's pretty good because you know what the fuck it is. Like, yeah, but it's a funny visual metaphor, and then they have to launch it into her by forming a pelican, like to bring her across town.
it's referencing those
Like he says it, the giant dick.
Kanemaru
the phallus.
Matsuri is the most popular of the penis festivals. Which did make me think, is this some sort of commentary? But then I thought, this is Panty and Stocking. Let's not think too hard about this. It may just be that it's funny.
Yeah. Well, if they can carry a dick on one of these, why not the other? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're both together.
Did I take the screenshot of how Brief describes it? Because specifically that it's burning is the issue, because it sets everybody on fire as they're trying to transport it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the screenshots.
It's one hot property, that's for sure.
The thing that's stuck in my head with Brief is just him constantly describing. It's like, she's not enough of a bitch. His words, not mine.
Yes.
Her bitch factor is down. He keeps saying
they
the
are
word
vocalizing
bitch
that
over.
in English. Yeah. Over
yeah.
and over.
Yeah. He keeps saying that over and over.
It's the traditional English meaning which they still have in Japan, but I think it's also knowing that the current English meaning is different, and I think quite frequently it means both at the same time, because it's only really Panty who fulfills the sluttish original meaning of the word bitch.
It usually means like more like a vulgar girl, like
yes.
a vulgar woman.
Yeah.
Yes, the big burning vagina of the bitch angel is how they describe it.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is it's literally burning. It sets them on fire. Its only Brief survives, and then he launches it because this might not be complete. I don't know how clear this was to you in the brief recap. The fact that he dresses like a Ghostbuster is an indicator, because it is the end of the previous season is essentially a big Ghostbusters homage. Because he's essentially the key master, except in his case, the key.
Oh no,
is
they
his
said that
penis.
in the opening thing. Yeah, I don't think he out and out said the key was his penis, but I assumed from context clues.
Yes, and the fact that here it launches out of his costume and fires.
He Kamehameha's out of his dick in order to carry her vagina to slot it into where it's supposed to be. Yeah. I understand it's not subtle with its metaphor.
No.
But now finally they can fight, and it's not about like trying to get like talking back and forth saying, "You motherfucker! I've always said it to you." And just say this like, "Oh yeah, bring it," and just they start
You ate
like,
my
going
piece
at
of
each
cake in
other
the
as they
fridge, kind
often
of thing.
do.
Yeah, and it turns into like more a kind of like a girly fight, even though they're giant kaiju kind of situation. You know, guns and swords and shit, and throwing buildings at each other. But it is also like hair pulling and swinging people around by their guts. Just real low blows, basically. Yeah,
And completely destroying the city in the process, which is what they were
they
trying to
saved the
prevent.
city. What's left of it? Yeah.
Well,
And
it's a
then
great like expression of like the scale that of like one that they've like moved on ahead in the intervening years. Like the talents have developed and they've got so much more like experience and like techniques under
Yeah,
their
yeah.
belt now. Is fun. Now it's not apply all that.
Mm, mm.
They're a baby here.
eventually the giant bodies dissolve until they're back to the normal size, and then they suddenly remember, oh, Panty's like, I was planning on going to fuck somebody tonight, and Stark is like, I was going to go to a movie. Immediately stop fighting and get in their car.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
we got places to be. I like that, but like their kaiju bodies get like so damaged. It's just like their human forms still piloting what meat is left on the kaiju fucking things, and eventually, yeah, it is just kind of like, oh, I got shit to do later. It's just like I gotta fucking bounce.
I'll
They
give you a
steal
lift. Oh yeah, right, sure.
they steal the car that the lads arrived in, and then the lads are like, so you demons want to come back with us? It's like, and they kind of drive back. You need a lift. At several times over, they've ran over
Corset.
Corset. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah, um, the increasing amount of bludgeoning he gets, where eventually he becomes plasticine.
Yeah,
show how gross
this
he
is how
looks.
every monster dies in
They
Panty and
cut
Stark
to like a
game.
live action model and blow it up.
That's great. Yeah, I do like that.
Do you think you saw the super cuts in the opening like recap anyway?
Yeah.
You saw the monsters that blew up. But everything's back to normal. Nothing
Yes.
untoward here.
Yes.
Except it's like Garterbelt on the phone late at night saying, yes, it's all going according to your plan. I'll report back soon. Underworld's King, or what was it? Yeah.
My Dark Master or some kind of thing. Yeah.
Makai-O, the King of Darkness. It's just like,
yeah.
Ooh. Yes. Which could also just be saying, I've let Scanty and Deestucks live in the church. And that it's nothing sinister in the slightest. It's also a possibility.
Yeah, probably nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing to worry about.
So as long, I don't want to call you long-term fans because that seems like it could be an insult in the wrong hands. But you understand what I mean. How did you find it actually? I'm really curious coming back to it.
This was I had an endorphin rush watching this.
Okay.
I think the only thing I've felt that bigger rush is the end of the last Spider-Verse movie. That was the one where I got, oh, why am I feeling so like physically excited by the prospects of this other film? Well, I hope those endorphins are going to last you a long time, Brian.
Yeah.
At least it's not 15 years. But the music's remixed, but some of the cues you're so familiar from the repetition of the first series that it becomes like, oh, excellent. No, this is all paying off. This is what we wanted. And also the jokes are just filthy and the animation's amazing. It's exactly what you want. It's like, it's almost unbelievable that you can come back 15 years later and it feel like 5 minutes have passed, as they say.
Yeah,
but they have. That's it. That's what's happened here.
That's it. Like, like these everybody involved in they never stopped. And I think a lot of what they've made has kind of been like in this vein of capturing some of the spirit. But now again, it's like the gloves are off, so they can kind of go back to it again, and like they would have just they wanted to go back sooner. So imagine how they feel if they've had to wait so long before they could kind of get their teeth back into it again. Wanted to do more. Sure. And yeah, I was rewatching a couple of them there just to kind of get back in the swing of it, and then it's just like, yeah, it's just. I watched that one last week. I watched this one the next week. It's fun. Yep, this could have been the one immediately following it. It isn't. Besides it being like different resolutions, like oh yeah, they really
like that in the flashback,
up their game and like just when the fight became 16:9. It was really good.
I did like in the flashback that the resolution is lower, and that makes it feel like more of the past. And then I know it's like literally they're working from older footage. So yeah, it was a nice visual thing.
Yeah, this was, I think, my favorite thing of the week.
Sure.
Again, that's also a credit field, but
It is.
I'm happy to have it back. That's for sure.
Then we've got, talking of things to be back, Dr. Stone, Science Future, episode 13, Watching the Same Moon, in which the boys blow bubbles and figure out exactly how the world was turned to stone in order to triangulate the source. Also, Ginro blabs. Immediately blabs. Immediately gives up the information.
Well, I mean, it is to protect someone in this case. It is a very honorable thing that Ginro has possibly done by accident.
Yes.
Whatever thing you do, Matsukaze will be fine with it. He came in here to save you, but it was just like
you're saving him now, so he thinks you're cooler. Yeah,
he's like going, oh, he's took, but little smile at the fun saying, but he did it out of the goodness of his heart. So like he'd always find a way to fun saying. With Ginro, he had a good reason for doing that, not because he's just a little fecker who was just trying to work it out for himself.
But I like that most of this episode is a conversation on the boat, recapping what the fuck happened. Then a conversation where they're using bubbles and mats to figure out what happened like 1,000 fucking years ago, whatever the shit. And that all on a boat. And I was just like, that's all that happens. And it's really fun. I had a really good time.
Yes.
There's just a recurring thing of people because it starts with Senku and Zeno just like discussing about like, okay, the petrification machine, how would do that? People walking in and saying, oh, those two amazing minds are probably like coming up with some amazing plans and things right now that are inside just fucking around blowing bubbles like in goes Chrome and no Chrome, we got Gritty for doing stuff. Oh yeah. Then like Gohaku and saying, grab Chrome's in there, he's been there for years right now. Man, must be inventing a storm up in there. Not fucking around, blowing bubbles like all the rest of them. I'm not going in there. Forget about it. It's beyond me.
we get the Xenu and Stanley meeting his children. They're best friends from a very young age. And
we bond over guns.
I did like he's as a child he's made a rail gun, and Stanley is not addicted to cigarettes yet because it wouldn't be illegal. He's addicted to lollipops, of which he has bandoliers around him of lollipops.
Yes, which is good because obviously there is a resemblance to Sanji, and that's what they gave Sanji in the 4Kids dub. But yeah, that's pretty much it. To kind of figure out, we get some new people in the opening credits, who we've not met yet. And yes, Ginro is on the boat, still on the aircraft carrier. And immediately gives up that the guys are going to South America. But I'm sure this will all be part of the plan.
Yeah. And by the end of it, they've triangulated where exactly, or at least the general vicinity of where the fuck the blast originated from, and more of the functionality of how it moves, that kind of thing. Yeah.
How the radiation work, Yeah, it's just like fun tricks you can do with numbers to figure out amazing things.
Then we got Dan to Dan, episode 14, The Evil Eye. The worm is admitting waves of despair that make people commit suicide. Except Gigi, because we learned that Gigi is a very powerful human being. And also he's being protected.
He could be host to a very powerful spiritual entity.
Yes.
I think it's also the thing of he's already being haunted is the trouble. It's like, oh no, he's occupied currently. Not fully yet, not until he gets to the bottom of the pile of houses, basically. He's like, I gotta go down. And this is after rescuing the two of them from trying to kill themselves several times over.
Yes, it's him and Turbo Granny have to prevent the other two from killing themselves.
This episode's fucking dark, but I appreciate the use of Turbo Granny as it's gonna be fine. Look, a cartoon cat just made a boing sound effect as she fell over. It will be okay, because that was the shining light of hope, was Turbo Granny going like, what the fuck, I've been stabbed, it's just like, oh thank goodness, that makes it far less horrific.
You need a little levity in your harrowing story of child murder.
Oof, it's a rough one. A lot of suicides as well. A lot of suicides. Like a montage of them essentially.
So the Evil Eye is this spirit that's haunting this area, and he was a previous child sacrifice. And then, as a ghost, he was trying to save various other child sacrifices and was
He
unable
wanted to
to.
interact with other kids, and he just became the despair that would force the family of the child to kill themselves, and then that child would be sacrificed, and he couldn't save any of them, and that just built up and built up, built up. I'm gonna get the motherfuckers who did this, basically, and just he turned into a malevolent spirit of pure hate. And he'd like a combination of the original child and the last child he tried to save, because he has that child's haircut as the evil eye, that
Yes.
kind of thing. Yeah.
And also, obviously, Gigi has survived, and he also saved his parents from hanging themselves due to the worm's influence. And we did get the description from Turbo Granny that yes, Gigi is a genius human. He's both spiritually super strong and also physically super strong. And she wishes she
All those times
possessed him.
Granny called him a genius, is like, when he was complimenting her good looks about that one, saying, "Gigi, you're an absolute genius for saying that." You know that, right? Well, it's like, yep, she told you. You just weren't listening.
She wasn't just excited by the compliments. She was like, no, he's genuinely a spiritual genius, and his physicality is unmatched. So wouldn't he make a great fucking host for a really nasty ghost?
Yes,
like,
but also but also he has an empathy as well. He's kind.
Yeah.
Like, he isn't trying to drive this ghost away. I hate my point. Saying, "Hey man, I'll be your friend. Let's come out and play."
Yeah.
Yes, because
I'll
Granny's
play with you for as long as you. Yeah. Sorry.
She's constantly telling them in the episode, "Don't trust the ghost. Don't trust the ghost." But it's protecting them all the time from the worm, so that you're gonna trust that ghost because he's helping you out all the time.
Yeah.
And we see in the flashback, you then have sympathy for the ghost because of what you've seen him go through and what he's seen other people go through. But then when Gigi offers his body to the ghost, he must destroy all humans. But he's destroying them with a football, so you know that Gigi's still in there. Because how would this ghost know about footballs and how to kick them with such skill?
It's been a great week for destructive footballs, hasn't it?
Let me express all these these souls of anger and despair into a sphere. And I'm gonna do keepy uppy on for a little bit of time. Basically, I'm just like, okay, that's pretty good.
A little thunder, a little lightning.
One of the problems with the worm is you knock the head off it and it grows another one, kind of flatworm type situation. I think dividing it up isn't really a problem, but it's getting fucked up by that football. So.
But then he goes to strike Momo, and Okurin runs in and blocks the kick because he's already punched her. That's enough for Okurin. He's gonna, because obviously Okurin also kind of wants to beat Gigi up anyway. Just has never been given a reason until this point.
Because Gigi's sound out. Like there's no reason to really. He's your romantic rival, but he's like a really nice guy.
He's
like,
not
can't
really. He's friendly with everybody, so it's not just a Momo thing.
Yeah,
he hasn't gotten that yet.
He's reading into the situation. Obviously, it's like, oh, they're childhood friends. Shit. It's like, no, dude, she's into you. Like you're not threatened. But we have a soccer possessed boy against granny possessed boy, and so it's going to be football versus squats. So it's going to be pretty cool.
It's some fancy footwork.
I was trying to figure out what the evil eye possessed version reminds me of. Is it Guyver's? Is Guyver what it's reminding me of?
It is like the little crest like that.
Yeah.
And it doing the rainbow
and it
stuff
has
as well.
The kind of, it had like the little kind of where I suppose where an eye would be, like, little kind of the control medal where you shot the laser out of.
Yeah. Like there's definitely things like that as well. With
he's putting the balls together. The fucking
stuff.
the pressure cannon. He's fucking he's one of those as well. He makes a kind of ball of compressed energy and shoots it out.
Yeah.
We could be onto something there, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously I know where they go with it, and it's not Guyver. But in the moment,
what's the thing with the earrings? Like I was like, I knew there was that looked of something or was representative of something, but I've completely fucking forgotten what it is now. Yeah. It'll come back, I assume.
Looks cool.
It is a cool look. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. There's lots of good action in this episode. It's very exciting, and suspenseful.
Again, it does that kind of thing of like the tragedy, the horror. Like I like that ghosts are both tragic and horrific and scary, whereas
Yes.
your Umas and stuff are weird and scary, that kind of thing. Your aliens are dangerous and scary, that kind of thing. But even though the ghosts are like, oh, it's just like no, they're still fucking like terrifying things that we really don't want to fuck with, and contrasting the trauma with extreme cool action. It still works. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it for this week. But there's still more fucking things to go.
Stop.
The
summer's meant to be the fucking like the slack
quiet,
one.
Yeah.
What happened?
Mm.
Have you reached the fucking like as they found like another critical mass they could reach apparently?
Yeah, I think the only thing next week on my radar is Sakamoto Days.
Sakamoto Days was all I was
Yeah.
thinking of. Was there anything else? I'm just going to have a quick gander there. I hope not. It's too many.
No, I think that's it. The Kaiju number 8's the following week.
That's even one like it's happened now multiple times with fans saying, do I need to get that in there about more reading the thing that's needed?
That's true.
Yeah,
yes.
but also now that it's finished, however abruptly it might be, maybe they can kind of be parceled out properly.
Yeah, because they know where it's going. They can time it better.
And
Maybe,
probably from watching one of them, they're like, oh yeah, I'm being reminded now of what bits I like about this. I didn't watch the bowling one. There should be two of those now, so I'll see how much you're going to run with the concept of it.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, the other thing starting the Kaiju week is there's a couple of things. There's that Bullet. I forget about that.
Oh yeah, the Jung Park one.
And My Melody and Kuromi, which I feel like I'm seeing a lot more My Melody and Kuromi merchandise in British supermarkets.
Shit, I thought that was a film. I didn't know it was. Is it serious? Is it?
It's 12, 13 episodes. 12, 13 minute episodes.
I thought it was a film. That was charming. I could remember I get around to it. I didn't know it was that. It may one of those things. I'll get around to it when I get around to it.
Yeah, it might have looked that way.
Because even a short one is just jockeying for position here.
It is. I'll figure out what I'm not watching. Which watches off. I will figure out what else doesn't make the cut.
Yeah.
I can't sustain this.
I'm not done with which watch because like even this week's chapter in Shonen Jump was fucking hilarious. So I'm just like, no, I love it, but like there's other things I need to prioritize because I'm not currently fucking reading them, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always tempted just to finish off this book of Anna Shirley and then come back to the rest of it at a later date.
That's one I couldn't bear to part with now. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it's over. Honestly.
Yeah. Same. It's in the.
I wish it were longer. Well, we're just a thing for you now. You want longer? What you gotta do is go back a few decades.
Right, yeah, that's it for this week. We'll figure out what we're doing next week. Ta-ra for now.
Please, God, help us.